welcome to another episode of All in Martin, the Martin County School District's monthly podcast. I'm your host, Kirsty Germain, and this episode we are all about the summer vibes, Martin County style. We are here at the gym of the Martin County School District, the one and only Environmental Study Center, where summer camp is in full swing. Now, our students know about the Environmental Study Center. They come here throughout the year. But this summer camp, they get immersed in what they learn through that one-day field trip during their school year. But I want to go ahead and introduce our special guest for the first half of this episode, our coordinator of the Environmental Studies Center, Mrs. Val Gaynor. So Valerie, I just want to start off with, tell us a little bit about what the Environmental Studies Center is for those who might not know.
So just to start out is the location. This started as the Jensen Beach Elementary, and about 50 years ago, a little over, we had some teachers in Martin County that put in for grants, and they created the Environmental Studies Center. So this was originally the Jensen Beach Elementary, but now it is the one and only Environmental Studies Center. What we do here though, so some people may not know what we do, and we see kindergarten through 12th grade, and we're owned and operated by the Martin County School District. Each year they have a different topic that they learn about. So for example, they may learn about turtles, manatees. We also do seagrasses and adaptations. So every year is a building block. And as they go through, they learn more and more. We're also starting programs this year for environmental education for our high school and for our marine science courses.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So that is, in a nutshell, what the Environmental Studies Center is during the school year. Right now it's summer, and this place is still packed with kids. Kids having fun at the Environmental Studies Center Summer Camp.
Yes. So Environmental Studies Center Camp is incredible. It is so much fun. From seining to boating. Now, some people don't know what seining is, so maybe I'll go over what seining is. It's a fish collection. So we'll go through and we use a net, and they go through and pull it up and learn what animals are in. Because when you look out to the water, you can't see what's under the water. So our kids are able to see what's under the water by pulling up the nets. We do make sure that we put the fish back right away, but we sometimes will fill them into plastic bags so that they can look at them, just to make sure that the fish live. But seining is such a huge memory that most of the students in Martin County have.
So not only are they having fun collecting the specimen from the water and bringing it back here, but it really is an educational experience. So an educational, immersive summer camp.
Absolutely. So there's a lesson in everything. One of the things that in the classroom, I've always thought about is, how can I sneak this in? You know, how can we hide the vegetables for the kids? And with the Environmental Studies Center, we're constantly hiding vegetables. They're learning all the fish names because they're seeing them, they're touching them, they're interacting with them. When they go snorkeling, they're seeing the manatee. They're actually, so they may learn in first grade about manatees, but here, they're going up and going to Fort Pierce Inlet State Park. Now, not every kid gets to see it, obviously, but they're getting to see that animal in action and learn the behaviors. Those are the pieces that are gonna be instilled in them forever.
So talk about some of the exciting places that they not only get to stay here and explore the Environmental Studies Center itself and all of the mini rooms, the Red Door, the Wet Lab, Joey, all of the great things happening here, but they also get to go out on field trips while they're here at summer camp.
We take them not only to the mangroves, the dunes, they go to the beaches all the time. We do cool-offs. It is pretty hot at summer camp, I'm not gonna lie. I just went through Carline just a little bit ago, and it was pretty hot in Carline. But they're constantly busy. When we do have to come in because of weather or anything like that, we try and get them out as quickly as possible, but we have tons of games and things for them to do here as well, and learning opportunities. But I will say they're on those buses, headed out as soon as we get them in the morning, because we want them constantly active active. And you know, those parents, they want them really tired when they come home.
And I know when you come here during summer camp, that's all you see on these kids' faces are smiles. That's all you see. I love it. So campers, they get to look up to the big kids. They're their counselors, but the special part is one day they can possibly be a camp counselor here.
Absolutely. So it truly is the heart of our program. So our kids are getting the opportunity through learning from the teachers. So they end up having these soft skills that others may not have, which truly makes a big difference when they're looking at their college applications, but they have to start somewhere. So we have our campers, and then those campers say, well, I want to be a counselor. What do I need to do? They become a CIT, which is a counselor in training. This is volunteer hours. They get 40 volunteer hours each week approximately, and they do a 2-week program for being a CIT. After that, sometimes our counselors stay for 1 to 2 years, and then they get the opportunity to apply for being a counselor.
Awesome. And I love that we actually have 2 camp counselors that we'll be able to talk to in a minute, and they get to share their experiences being not only a camper when they were growing up, but what it's like to be a camp counselor now and why they wanted to be a camp counselor. So is there anything else that you'd like to share about the Environmental Studies Center?
Well, I just hope to see everybody here next year. We have a great time at the Environmental Studies Center, and we're always looking for counselors and CITs in the future. So send your kids to camp.
All right, well, thank you again for joining us. And after this very brief break, we will have those 2 camp counselors sharing their experiences. Stay tuned. And welcome back after that short break. We now have those 2 camp counselors that we were just talking about, and I'm gonna have them introduce themselves. So Morgan and Henry, tell us a little about yourselves.
So my name is Morgan. I go to Jensen Beach High School. I'm going to my sophomore year. Last year I was a CIT at ESC, and this year I'm a counselor. It's my first year as a counselor.
Awesome. Henry?
All right, so I'm Henry. I also go to Jensen Beach High School. I'm an upcoming senior. It's my 4th year. I was a CIT for 1 year, counselor for 3, 2 years in Wave Runners, 2 years in Sea Fans. I love it here. It's really the place to be. So.
Tell us your experience. Obviously, you were campers here growing up, so tell us about your experience as a camper.
I love it here. I grew up here, and yeah, I just love like going outdoors and being with all the kids from different schools and stuff. Yeah, it's really great.
Honestly, as a camper, I just remember fishing in the boat like the most, going off of the dock and stuff and hopefully catching fish. The boat's also really fun. The boat really hasn't changed much, but that's what makes it so cool. So yeah, and also jumping around the courtyard, just being crazy, introducing myself. That's my favorite part. So.
I guess in your years here, this place really hasn't changed that much.
Not really, no.
But that's part of what makes it special, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you were, like now you're seeing it in eyes of being a teenager, and you're in high school now, and you're the camp counselor. So how was it to make that transition from being a camper yourself to being one of the big kids that you looked up to?
It's super cool, like seeing what goes on behind the scenes, you know, like what I didn't see as a camper, seeing now that I'm a counselor, and just like talking to the kids and like getting to know more about them and like helping them like experience what I experienced.
Yeah, kind of like along the same thing, like not really knowing how much work gets into like putting in the stuff in the truck. Because when I was a camper, I really didn't notice like all the stuff getting carried to the beach, so it was just kind of there. Yeah, I really like that, and I like being someone who can kind of be a role model. And those counselors for me, when I was a camper, they really influenced my decision to kind of keep coming and try to be like them. So yeah.
So what is your favorite activity as a counselor?
As a counselor, I would have to say going snorkeling. I love showing the kids what I see and like having them, like keeping them safe and having them see everything, you know, like in the water and stuff. Yeah. Definitely snorkeling.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if the wind allows, I love boogie boarding. That's super fun. Yeah, man, that's so fun.
I didn't know you guys also do boogie boarding here.
Yeah, it depends on the weather. Like if it's soft, we go snorkeling, but if it's not soft, and the waves are ripping, then we'll definitely do some boogie boarding. So.
Do you guys go to like the favorite spots of this area a lot too, like the wet lab and seeing Joey and saying hi to all the animals?
Yeah, we went on a tour yesterday, and I fed so all the kids could see all the animals eating. But yeah, we definitely check around here.
Yeah, and for the older group, at least wave runners, Miss Bullock's class, so the older kids, they actually stay in the wet lab every morning and every afternoon. That's kind of where we like keep our fish, and they can do whatever we want. They watch us feed the big tank, like shrimp and crabs and stuff, and it's super entertaining for them. Yeah.
What's the thing about the Environmental Studies Center Summer Camp that you will always remember from your time when you were here as a camper?
I would say definitely like making friends, and like just like kids from other schools, like being introduced to them, and definitely the experience, because some of the kids have never like gone to the beach, gone out on the boat, you know, went snorkeling. So definitely like just the experience being outside over the summer and not like indoors, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me at least, I took away kind of like the energy to go outdoors, and not really outdoors meaning under the sun, but outdoors meaning like outside of my comfort zone, like reaching out to volunteer and reaching out to more jobs and just stuff like that in the real life that I wouldn't really have been able to do if I didn't outreach here to like friends and counselors and teachers and stuff. I think that ability really helped me be successful and get this position I have today. So
I love that.
yeah.
So now, what do you hope the kids are taking away now that you're counselors and you can see the other end of it? What are you hoping they take away from their time here?
Definitely saying like connecting with the kids and the teachers and the counselors, and making good decisions, and hopefully wanting to be a counselor one day or a CIT, and just wanting to help in the environment and keeping our environment safe, and continue exploring like our local area and just having fun outside.
Yeah, kind of the same thing. I hope that they can take away that they can be one of us. Like it's kind of our job to prompt them, to tell them that they can become us, and it's just all it takes is application.
All right, well, any final thoughts about camp here at the Environmental Studies Center, or your time as a camper or your time as a camp counselor?
Super fun. Definitely sign up. It's great, and if you can get in when you're young and go be a camper when you're young, and hopefully be a CIT and counselor as you progress your time here. But yeah, it's a really great way to spend your summer.
It's honestly like a one-of-a-kind thing. Like you don't really see this much. I mean, if you like being out in the sun, and it's not as much work as you'd think, because there's a bunch of us, especially those in training. So, I mean, you're with a group of your friends with little kids, and it's awesome. You love being here. You're gonna be sad when you leave. So.
I'm glad that you guys were able to share the experience of what it's like to be a camper, and then also grow into a camp counselor. And this is a one-of-a-kind place to be at the Environmental Studies Center. It is like the epitome of summer in Martin County. So I'm glad we got to get that behind-the-scenes look. And thank you guys again for joining us today on this latest episode of All in Martin. In the meantime, between our next episode, you can find us wherever you scroll.